and it's recording. So
All
go
right.
ahead and
All right.
introduce yourself.
So my name is Dr. Denny Beach. I'm president of Go Africa, and we're here to talk about why should someone partner with Go Africa as far as development facilities in Africa and our current initiatives to date.
Okay, so tell me, how did Go Africa come about?
Go Africa for this particular initiative started in 2014 with our relationships with Côte d'Ivoire, the Côte d'Ivoire Promotion Agency in the U.S., and with a trade mission to Côte d'Ivoire in 2014. That trade mission consists of looking at various agricultural areas, cacao, coffee, cashews in particular, and meeting with the various government officials, the cooperatives, the research boards, and all of those particular initiatives.
What were some of the lessons that you took away from that trip in 2014?
Well, some of the lessons was, you started a broader discussion as to why do facilities and initiatives fail in Africa. And our research led over a period of 2 years or so, or 4 years, to just the systemic issues that core, meaning training of the workers, health of the workers, and infrastructure. If those issues are not addressed head first, then you're going to probably run into systemic problems that causes your facility to slowly lose money and subsequently close. So with that learned, we started by saying if we don't address those then and have a perfect mixture, then anything we tried to do would systemically fail. Also, what we also learned was that sometimes facilities are built on speculation with good intentions without a ready market or a proof point for your product. Hence is why we launched Go Africa Coffee initially, was to establish a market so that we could see the supply chain and other aspects of the ecosystem to learn how things are working. And thus, that's why we can launch a product and pretty much know where the demand and supply will be, because we're trying to work ourselves backwards in our supply chain, hence the facilities in Africa.
Okay, and you were saying that the products that you later decided on came out of that experience.
Yes,
so tell us about that.
Well, it led us to look at products and it's just Africa. So everyone's saying, oh, we're best at coffee, we're best at cashews, we're best at peanuts, we're best at, everything. So we settled on coffee because it is easy to make, easy to produce, and easy to understand, and it's universal. So by starting with that product, it allowed us to kind of proceed forward programmatically.
And how did the community, how did you involve the African community in that, deciding to do coffee and the whole process? Please
Okay,
walk us
well,
through
that's actually funny because what we did learn by doing research, we would hand out samples and other things, and we found out that certain people in demographics actually don't drink a full bean coffee. So what we learned through Amazon and by selling nationwide on Amazon was the consumers and how they drank coffee. Our typical customer today is an Amazon Prime customer that gets 2-day delivery, that's in the middle of the US, etc. Our original aspect was intelligentsia, bistro type marketing, and subsequently over a period of 2 years we ended up where we are today. So that is what we meant by backward integration, is that our assumptions could be proven wrong, but you go with what the market dictates.
Okay. So that was the experience with coffee. You launched other products in 2016,
In
2017.
2016, we launched the ground coffee, which is ironically now a big seller because our concern with the ground coffee was that it wouldn't last as long as the full bean. But what it turns out that more people, at least in the U.S., prefer to buy the ground coffee when compared to the two products. In 2018, we launched the roasted cashews and chocolate-covered cashews. They're complementary products in the Amazon ecosystem, so they naturally do well because of the fact that, it's cashews and this chocolate was not to like.
How did you overcome the challenge of supplies for these different products?
Well, we leveraged our relationships with the cooperatives. We had a trade mission again into Cote d'Ivoire in 2017, and we were able to lock in certain suppliers and learn their issues and what sets the price, particularly of cashews and cacao and coffee, and what the suppliers and the governments and the cooperatives are looking for.
Okay.